kata pakalima mano kara fo kulunko police station mandi ka sato sato ndem boyta bele hani station klimawi that is deliberate abele yomoy
Assalamu alaikum badi muna namo be konta wato nal konta wala ane bi anal badi malo Suleiman Cham Kunkujang Keitaya UDP Bureau YouTube channel momo be follow ka subscribe ya like ya share bi fana ngame soto ale wala mu Mbemba Drammeh la Mbemba Drammeh France zilama Mbemba Drammeh la
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Nake ba president Barrow nate konton ba ke nyin soma nyin tribulo safa nyi wuralo la. Kontrol ko la lafta ni kacha ba ke nake ba. Nyin kane kam fade ande ka kam fan kam ma fon notin manko ke la bare nyin manke politiko te meme fo ke intende. Lafta ni kacha dindi na rakke ba tema. Bare ni mal lan nakumo lo fona nyi audio mabo kana kude is audio nyi mabo ba ke la file kono. President Barrow Hussein Dabo kumo men foye are kamfa fi rajabi bari mi fele audio do pele fan tulo ere tulo jin kumo la bakas keno ni audio do bije pesa mele si tulo kasi mala fi kala meba walle bu kanyin do la me bante malo nakeba ni dindin men fagata ni police la ko wallahi karadantan ne beni la mansa atima pour mansa na ban ni mansa ban ni nga foye le mo ka fi ne kana bemba danko nte mante la mansa bankande mo fana man tele man sala bankande ndel benna protigol la ila man sala bangbe alale bulu bare hadmarin de kilinti de mo do kam mo la saya jila man fa folo ala golondo di mo la woto pour kam mo la man sala bang long o fana be mo li konole ala kam ben songala ila man sa antenta bankande bar nakke bambe ko mo men fole nyan ni amiran ka tulun ko mo le foye wala amiran ka politique ko mo le foye e wa fa ala nyakas bembala nakeba ni wulita imansa sigiran kan yin polisol men ga yin faga mai na funti gambia kono man yin kula seniya iman yin na seniya gambia kono president Barrow ni butam man saleta duniya dawode be sorona andun ya jamme be sigirin banko ka be sigirin kilo kam mo men fagata in cold blood is too much intele kilima kalamuta hani de men jokuma le ma kalamuta bi te men be man sala bi be ya noto ma kalamuta de yaya wulirinne itelegati arasi londi nyaga sojaro jagata sigi tele kono duniya be tulo be la ntele nga kare kunkuntu nga kare sopan nga kare faga nga kare kunkuntu nga kare kendo buru nga kare bula kolon kono nga mana buso ke nyin kunna nga bungidola o kede nyala nakeba ijija ire balang ikana bo man se ala nga na nyin commission lundi mo do na sigi nyin dulato ko nyin dindila saya ko mo fu jande ko barola ngam la nyina de ma foyta ka kede mbekkumole fo kam bur jannibe jigila fero ki ganyin ko nyala bo bare ngalo ne na figol be karle ba fo gon ko nyakas be mbala ko be mbam na figolati bare te fanne ka fo en ko ndam na figol te manke na figti de ntel be fa sala tumono tumom ba be durim bakele ila maganya e kenya e mo sambanya wala gante boy noma nte manke jonti manke gidjan kadinti nte mo khoro dingneti mbulati no make fa ala nin kila le kamam be bodo ma fan killing nyolo ne binte ila kenya la gantere boy noma andu te buleno ma fo saya ala gantere wala samba jahannama danto kono fereng bar mbe ko momen fole hanna tar ninte ku killing bar pour kaneje nyaado ma gambe kono sin tora sin niotora me konde ni men ke fana ko be mbaye ko fanyala fo ke nente me konde ila kula tambi nyala ga ke ngi kon woni ngi bala jati kon wala man kiliyade nyim parali mo fulo men fata janni be jigila pero ke ganyi la ko nyin investigative gambe dini ga kalamote kana e fantari malo kono lundo inte bolo men kono bamba subo gandirne domo gadi ni man nyin ko la funti saji nin ko tagata fo nyin ko ga bulo fa fo ite jigita ira komi sollon dinga na mo doje kana sigi tele kono ka fa dala duniya be tema ko baro la gambula nyinna he na ke ba fa mbekla ku dolti de andum bena audio prele fanga nyinna kumulo me bak malo membe kuma kante manyillo bara la kumola me baki alo ni mo be kumala abe membo ka da kono kana wala mede ala kumo jiba be ta kan nyamen na kumo be la kan nyaw kan nyame anda be evidence landi kan bigo sabe mo goldel togol fo kan killing abe meni togo fo kan ibari muso bo kono na killing fa killing ibari muso fanan dinke bo kono ga ding me wulu nageba nyimmanke politigo ti mantare politiko ma fo kan jang ni politiko mum be nala ka fo gambe dinen kala kana bla baro be ten baro sagiri ten mantare wo fo kan jande ngo kana son irake je kun fuloti mansake abe kelebul haba mansura nafatala president baro ni mo menga security long aga security fahamu baki mo gana lo sojarol ma wala policeol ma anin gido mo fula ga be fa a minute aga do bunko barama a borta katama mutano wo manke moti me man gido londe ni man gido lo mo nginin ka menga gido lon sojarol le be karale nginin ka ira gido kenya foye mo men giso ga no ka gido muta pistole mo fula ka bun a minute ka be landi in cold blood within seconds ka do bun o mo mo ti mengalo he is very professional for the job o manke mo for example bi Hussein Boja men fokanteng mo men ne man gido fay fereng aman gido lon fereng e gido muta bulo kono hanni ga falolo di falo ka ga bun asi fola surtout mo men ngalon ka gallo within a minute ka mo do bum pam ka belela once ke burkata ñi manke mo luntante gido kono de ñi manke luntante gido kono de bato ngana ñi na audio play fangala audio men tenga men fo nimbe politigo la linga politigo kacha barani politigo banta membe kela sinin toroti boje na fatala andite sonta bang ibanta bang ila mansa anyi silo ma wote kala kotake ntele men be kuma kam politigo la ntele mantare jiginde kande ntele be la kole ita kan gambe ding le bum menti ani be men kekan ani banko be tembo menta bar mansa julo la kunton tentele bulde o be alale bulla baro mansa julo la kunto mo golu fanane be kering ika hadama dinna sayalo nyamen woli man kori ko long umu alala sondirolti bar jannimbe jam falam benani odi prele fantulo gani odi me president baro nte manki jawti de mbote la patio kono ila kula tama nyara ke ngi haramu ke kon bar me bala jate konde ala gamillo kanya dan yaka kunun kili bilati dankunna bar janni be jigla nyin sigiran kono pero ke ganyin la ko nyin investigate pour ga tonya fo gambe diniye ni man tonya fo gambe diniye mbesilandi menna wala mu ni bota je ngana mo do je sigirin tele to ka fo karnin kar la gambula nyinna na ke ba fa mbek la kudol tide yo bar kudo ante jagala me te jagal fonde bare tele mansati ni mansake be sigiri mem be ka fo karala o be man ke nginti de kana hakilo bulandi nyaato ya jeme je nabe jigila mo golle be je meni galo ibe do ko ya koto oto mete lota e ka ya la informational ta kana ditela fe kan gina nyin kule bante malo fe man yillo mo kilin lebe do ko la han sinin fen ngele la bun kono mo ka kala mutan ngina ga ke ka kala muta ni man sabina jigle te la tam mella wolle ke la ko la funti bar ya fan ni men be do ko la ya le wolni ya be do ko la ya ga fen planite kamma wolle ka boje kana gullo be foye nake ba kana ngina nyin ku ntambita nyin do lale di semtinite farandi ben be do ko la ija baale len gullo men beje funti kanten iba kela mankin deli nyala ntelinte ji ini men beje wolle kala funti andu mbesilandi nyin ko la de amete sila marante silande de andu ngay lonne ko nim futata nyi lumma he nake ba nyi mekela kudol tide buru mo ga sigi tele to koteke ka foko nyin dindini men fagata paralu kari nin kar la gambula nyinna nyin la ben silandi mbake de bare bara mete fan silang bara nyin nakuma kan na me baki ala me baki ma oto mo membe kere sina fam
bare mo ngal ngal konto ngal tol ngal konto so it's a Saturday, so we would just continue on the same conversation. But today, Mediamo Damodala Daming is to tell you explicitly the people that framed the United Democratic Party. Because case was before the court, and we had to let the court, take precedence and allow the process to go on. Now that the court is done, and of course the fabricators and the liars and the criminals intend to go to an appeal court, of course they have a right to an appeal. But based on the judgment that Justice Jada delivered, it's high time that we mention explicitly the criminals and the fabricators. Yo, wala kono molbe je mini alonko president obadi wolamu. Wala kono mo jama be je police lamu wolati. Abe wala kono fanang, we will examine facts on their investigation. Kulla mini alonko ala alon kila alo wala man tapu wala mo tilimal yallati, and then the conclusion would be the government of the Gambia killed the cops. The market dalilu kanamanta political tilimbaliani tajidin teyati. Where we are going to start this conversation today from is Barrow, Musa Kamara, Mama Jabi, Ibu Sow, Commissioner Sow, Yorosedi, and Babu Jeng, and Impate Jallo. This conversation will be focused on those names. Why would we want to focus it on those names? These are very key people in this particular matter. We would have to publicly apologize to them because we felt they probably did some wrongs, when in reality they did really nothing. But Kabirin Useno Tata, or before Useno Betala, Useno had a case. That's a blackmail case. Atata min report police oya. Mi alonko Gambia Mobe Sontaloko, he knows how to conduct investigation and he has got several breakthroughs. And wale atina Kabirin ato for the case to draw mojama ko ota Useno Lonkato, Nimu Molete mi alonko. Abuka dadun kudo mi alonko investigation or mi alonko, they are chala. But later on we realized that it's either this person was complicit in this whole matter or decided to do otherwise. But today we will put that on the table and have a critical look at things as they happened. Kabring Mama Jabi Kate Useno Bojan Mutakasa Mas. Mama e momin follow kumandi ala telephone wala mu korka baroti korka baro wala mu adam baro bare musoti Mama e korka baro la follow kumandi and then the proper investigation. Now I am directing you to where to investigate. Ning ayata ko to nyani ntilo alafta walla. Go and get Mama's call logs and then I kumandiro ke korka baro la tumo minna nilungo minna nin kasa masu number mimmo alta ale korka baro la telephone ta ali ajibe fo Mama Jabi ya kumandile a day after this incident fama kumandi Mama e korka baro la kumandi ka fa ko nyinni mo karentang wala mutajang korka baro e Mama ni atenata dingo kumandi mimmo Musa Kamara tembe do wala jiare go and connect if korka baro ning Mama Jabi la call nyolo o ko la fo korka baro ni Musa Kamara mandiam and Musa Kamara then connected to Mama Jabi and then Musa Kamara mimu president wala nephew was the person who called the commissioner of anti-crime Momodu Sow. Now to verify these things or to think either I'm lying or I'm telling the truth, go and get the call prints of Momodu Sow, korka baro and Musa Kamara and Mama Jabi. You would easily know where this whole thing lies. Wallahi. Mama Jabi called Korka Barrow. Korka Barrow ya dingo kumandi Musa Kamara, mimu president wala nephew. Musa Kamara called the commissioner of anti-crime Momodu Sow. Momodu Sow did not contact the police investigators and police la mol mini alonko wolle ka kuoli gibe no mini alonko wolle be den tapalian intilimbaliala. He picked a couple of his boys and went with them to Casamas and ninyi Musa Kamara to go and get Useno Goja. So DIG coming from Tole ko court no la use wol da bota gelede ning commissioner of anti-crime is one of the leading criminals in this case. That is Momodu Sow. Mamadou Sow should be arrested. Korka Barrow should be arrested. Musa Kamara need to be arrested. But Musa Kamara and Korka Barrow, Walmu Adam Barrow la badi wallati. A wulu ding wallomiti. So Adam Barrow mas senayani quarter. Mama Jabi called Korka Barrow me along a carry cannon teolong. But Kabira another kitty boom or come on Korka Barrow long. But Mama's first call to the Gambia in Casamas was to Korka Barrow, and that could easily be verified from what court printouts. And Korka Barrow called her son, Kabira Adimo Commandi, Adimo Nata Momodu Sow of anti-crime command. One other police in New mobilized and in Musa Kamara, they went to Casamas and arrested Usenu Boya. But you Usenu arrest to more minna. Any Usenu Natana, Babu Jack. Mi alonko UDP ko ba hokan nung ka kela mulu buti anin pate jallo. Babu Jenne tumiro la UDP kan. UDP ko waral salon de nyim Babu Jen kabirun tumo ko da mo lali afolo ko nyim manke mo kendo dan wala mo to nyaade mo kendente. Babu Jenne ko this person yemi mutatenting was the guy in hoodie at the UDP court case in Banjul. Babu Jenne ofo. Allah. Ta kama jala wala tale. Babu Jenne tumiro la UDP kan. And everything the police and Sankare told us was never from the investigation. It was his Mindiata te Tilimbalian in Tajidinteaka te wonderful. And police only wonderful Mindiate Tolie wonderful. So Babu Jang no more the me along quite 2 miro den UDP la Kavoko Nim Mari the Nim Motan and Tenting, and he was the person in hoodie at that UDP court case. The reason why they actually relied on that is because Babu Jeng was at that court case ka UDP ko bute. UDP ko murunda ka fa Babu Jeng benjo le tole. Nim Babu Jeng kin wala murunda ko ten ka ko seno bo jan no wati mi along ko he's a security to Yankuba Dabo, and of course he's the guy in hoodie. So UDP ko Babu Jenne tumiro lato lo kan ka ko seno bo jambe do ko la UDP la na UDP ko la na tele hoodie do kada kate o sute o tole. Kada tele be ka UDP ko bute nim Babu Jeng. But one would wonder, what is Babu Jeng's interest in this case? Because Babu Jeng is one of the two that the UDP was complaining about at the time. So it is the same Babu Jeng that actually turned around because UDP was complaining about him and actually claimed that, of course, this person works for the United Democratic Party. But let's come to the investigation. Put aside Babu Jeng, Korka Barrow, Musa Kamara, ni Moko Tongal Mini Alonko, ye found a quite long investigator to a long multi-mini alonko, Yellow multi Adamala Sakundanya, the Min Commandila, ye investigate thoroughly and, of course, bring them to accountability. But he will not do that because these are the president's family members. So president wala family mambo nyum ko kono ala tapale ya nim tilimbali ya nim bataro min tamata je president wala family ya kulo njele because president wala family was directly involved and no abe wala kono president o bare muso Korka Barrow mi ya po he was actually hosting Mama Jabi and Korka min kumande min nim police ole nim Momodu Sow na la nim tilimbali boys ole tata Casamas wala mo nim Musa Kamarati. But again, let's examine anti-crime la nyimboss yalo nim police will not emuta. In the normal policing language, all they tell you is you have the right to be silent, or anything that you may say might be used against you in a court of law. There is nowhere, no ani mo nyama to ta fole ko police okay dum dala mo ko na start ke interrogate. Police don't do that. If they have to effect an arrest on you, they arrest you, they expect you to be silent until you got to the point of investigation. But this is not what happened here. Ni amin fontole wala nyinteko ate usien dundala moto ko na reda mala go moto ko na te woni nka wakate ko andala barata nyum ko jaw sifala wonyam fanyane na mansodo. So this person who is the head of anti-crime in the Gambia not only amara ko criminal moto la nyinula nyinna famu criminal wala famu kuntiyo de nyimbanko ka, and he is the head of anti-crime. Wala nan kale ko Gambia has people who are in our uniform who are the masterminds of criminality and banditry in this country, and among them is this Momodu Sow. Nim Momodu Sow balanta al momu police olu atolo memu investigate al Momodu Sow la nombalta aliete samba to actually check his call printouts because wol buka fan yako for Musa Kamara Momodu Sow call on the day of this day after this incident ka fay ko mama kate mo mutana, and then it only Musa tara nyindula kata nyin kamawto. Let Korka bring her phone and then you look at the number that called her from Casa Mascata. And then when they brought Usainu Samba Kasamba investigation Usainu Samba to the crime scene, because min quite a wala nyinte ko people now talk to Usainu directly. Min quite a wala nyinte ko Usainu bonin nang kasamas, ina nara nang kasamba crime scene to ha jannong, and then took him to his house, kirib karaw be fanya kensen, and then they came out to actually lie to the nation. Everything they told us was not from the investigation. The people that organized the press conference, none of them was part of that investigation. So many who investigate were not part of the press conference. And everything that was told to the nation was a lie because it was not coming from the investigation. But when the state had its 13 witnesses, the people who were investigating the matter, actually was an investigator into this matter. Ibu saw the mind not all of Enanji, and Ibu saw Barata Minna Yuko be on to format Usainu Bojang's form. But the police, in their wisdom and in their manipulations, often they refer to some people. So, sign, police every time I'm constantly mentioning this guy's name, there is this guy that Usainu went to and reported his case to, Yorosedi. Yorosedi, now with the list before me of the personnel, paramilitary personnel that went to Casamas to get Usainu Bojang, Yorosedi's name is not there. Although Yorosedi was not part of the team that went to Casamas to actually get Usainu Bojang. And this is a person that most Gambians believe that he has, a lot of credibility when it comes to breakthroughs in investigation. And don't think a police will do call no. Yoro is a very credible person. I don't know why you think that he did this, he did that. But at the time, we understood that this Yorosedi and Usainu Bojang had some issues to discuss about a problem that Usainu was going through. And for Yoro to be part of that investigation, and then, for the script to be turned this way, Nata Fahamko, Yara Fang, all that we have been told, okay, Karanyol Ning Karanyol Lebenyundula, Yara Fang anti-crime Nila Molu da Malle Tata, Casamas to get this person. Why did they not involve seasoned investigators into the matter? Why was the press conference organized by just senior police officers without the credible personnel who were involved in the investigation? Where is the investigation report? Mr. President, police will kumandia for a investigation report or dealer. It is son wala because ila dimbaya dadunda jele. So your family was involved in the in the criminal plot altogether. The president's family was directly involved in the criminal plot against the United Democratic Party. And you told me Miniake wala Babu Jent. Babu Jent Nyinti, the commissioner of anti-crime, is the biggest criminal in the Gambia. So if you want to ask us the question to say that J. Dabo need to tell us what he knew about the case or the
yo badin gamero han sayin kanala mudro mbe police la kumo le mekan ba nga police lo fan bule gadi gam folo bembe da ko wari sa me back ya be dulal ndesan nakay wax president Barrow dunta fem kono aka wanyare idunta fem kono aka wanyare mudan ke daha bandinga nyim fo mol ka fo ko bemba ka nyim fo mun nan ko inte Gambia mara la koteke idun ne man Gambia mara fanan Gambia man ke la dingirati ndo nakeba wuli gata e fanjare man tar kendiyare Gambia dinno al Gambia police la ko mola me baake al Gambia police la ko mola me e kera mogolle tare korda ko ne re muta mogo kemenin feng o mogo kemenin feng kabre re muta je musol nin dindini beje robota Senegal Guinea Bissau Guinea Conakry Mauritanie lu keke beta kam baako wella ko bismillah bare fonyo yalo membe je ni tebe ni nakebani ala nata ita bunda la ka bele soron iya bunda la ka bele soron bar sa ngene ko kan jam fade ali police la kuma kan nami ba ali fanga police la kuma kan lame
Gambia police force natale jang bidum le anti crime banjulendi ni membe lore wole mu ASP Bakari Tamba même chief of operation anti crime yang ko mandi jambile baydi kunu operational soto me yalon ko mo jamal arrest bari mbabula dron atani mo si kacha kay tan ni mo la operation ni kita nyaade le Tamba okay
ngamol be kontong min be jibero la ni min be namoy kam ntelom ASP Bakari Tamba ntelom Chief of Operation Anti-Crime Unit kunun kabo fitri sarkola kata safo kam information o smuta mobulu mi yon commande ka fonyo ko ye molle je dulata mi alon ko do kordala kon korda ni ya e bebe steri wala kon ani jamabal min be kono wolmu moller mi ranke manka gambe dimal so wo kamala o kumo kan kaman wudu tan taraji tara fotaraji ye min fo ngole taraji wolo ngamo jamal min taraji be mo forenalle molo molti min alon ke manka gambe dimal e bol kono senegalais bije jineno bije maliano faransoro ani minu bota ivory coast kabring fotata je ngamin ke wolong e la kuol kiskis ni nyininka i jamal be kono kam men fonyo wolong ibe silo min ka wolong kata nyim bagu o kamala nata je tarangi ares ngaminul tarawol kono ngaminul murawol kono e taral fo mo kemening tang anin saba wo kemening tang ni sabol kono mo nani damalo gambiano dol min tuta je be wol be molle min an ke gamma ke gambia di molti wo kamala kabringe fe nan jang dol be na do ko kala wolo ngana screen mbeke nga mek so nga realize ko jamal kono musol bije musumu wang wala sumu tol kono dindimol fana bije mi an ko man fi si dol be susola dol say warne wala susol bula dara ko dinin saba wol kono baby jang ebe anti crime jang yambe mutaja ning ala sonda minu mi foreign te ani minu an ke bijang be dila immigration min yalan ko wol itola do ko la ma fanna la moti ka mek so min yalan ke manka gambia dingol ka kayto la ko kiskis ani wo fanna be dila wala la way min gana ko mata je min mun tol police wala karoti wala ka je min ka tinna nyinul kanana ja kade niaje inata wandi so kono mole invite nanje wala mole fe nanje ko minul ke fe nan jang ka mek so ke la nyinul ko tamande pour se tamano kata bago le nyame be solering wala la ko so for that being the case fonse la ko ron ngem also be investigate la ngalon jumal lon kadi ba wani ko rakon from there ya so tanya de fi la nyiren wala ben tolka so wo kamala wala sorale jambi wala ben feja ala baraka ba
tamba abarka bake mbadi won folle ngamo nyola minen kuti me yalon ko wala tamtani janna kumata bake pour ka lon ko nyin ko masilo mo fenete me yalon ko ani luwa ma nyota kili andu mo jamal ka fo ni wala je nga kalam dal ko kulungol tata janne men yalon ko tota balto le mol fada kulungol bota gambie janne ko bota gambie le itata mo malo ila ban la ko laban ta nyame anu nyin kana ke kuti me yalon ka do continue kan ne sanji jawe ke kan ne bala nyi watin ko na la siya fanna la wa sabu ko gambie police be kato be ke kan ne immigration ni bunda dol men yalon ko wala mi security kaje ko nyi sika kuti men danna o sabu kamala be kato bekele no mon fana dani la fana ni mo information soto comme afa nyame information wala police ko tarno dinkira beto
hey
to wade
hey dukara mo dan dukare yo gambe dinu ngal bila ngene mi police la PR lo bi digam kan ani anti crime ke la operation commanda ike ga mo golle tar dula dol to bunu kono mo kemening mo tang anin saba dindin beje musol beje muskaf ke dindin ke ba do Senegal Mauritanie Guinée Bissau Guinée Conakry Mali lu Ivory Coast ike golle tarje ke golle ngini nga ko etel nata Gambia le bita kam ba ko welila anyin ko mo med bar mbere gala be nyola ike tel gol tar bum men ko ne re muta wol bita kam ba ko welila ko gol foye ike be la ko la investigate kani par de di fengen ko la immigration la biton inata menna bela gamede men re muta wol ko ira men muta lunda ngini ko ketel nate bita kam ba ko wele ko lam tanyati ba ko wele mbang ba ko wente wang bere hakilo non ji fenkili wo ko tamako handim president Barrow ga malaiko lebu santo kele jigna ngina malaiko lu bi do ko la alale koto alaga bulo be fen ko na ka abele ka tinya na kebe ba kata kan bari dunta bundala ifanne be fa wanyar la nga foyne kon tel la do kunti nginti ini membe nyolete malo jannin ko bi jam fala ifele bu ka tamano kay sinne be diminna do ba fale togol be diminna do ba fale kole mun nakي wata fan jara ni ko kebe kala man sati afrika korte min be ka fayi kan walakin na de sonno siyola bar korte le men ngan ka fayi ke ta mi ko men opposition le ka fayi kan ini men be sigirin nakebe te kan naso minne fe kono ka funu tapu comme tabullo ini men be sigirin because beko lefta nga baro do ko nin ko minga hoke ike barale ike bara ike la min isa city isa domo isi ku ikono sikala tapu ko tabullo tare fanjara ni silo nakeba isi funti gambe te famme funti nyala yo gambe dino police la kuma kan muyinti ikera mo keme mo tannen sabale muta e ritar bundole kono kole ko bita kam bako wella dole bota Mali Guinée Bissau Guinée Conakry Mauritanie Sénégal ke bita kam bako wella go bismillah bako welemba baki wonte wa même ba kunnantola menaw faham la
ni be adaki ko tenyo ko de sen sokla ifta la sa ko mo fta je tabla sala